Good morning. Sorry about the delay. We had a little technical difficulty. First of all, I'd like to thank the Attorney General Matt Dent, for County Executive Tom Gordon, Director of Communications Tony Prado, County Chief of Staff Jim McDonald, Deputy Attorney General Kathy Jennings, County Attorney Darrell Parson, Delaware State Fire Marshal Alan Brown, and Deputy Chief Feeney and Lieutenant McCain from North Bay for attending today. We are starting this endeavor of body cameras, and we want to show the citizens of Newcastle County what we're capable of. At this time, I'd like to invite County Executive Tom Gordon for a few remarks.
Well, I won't touch anything here. But I'd like to welcome everybody here this morning, especially our Attorney General, who I've been with since 8 o'clock this morning, going around with the Mayor's office this morning. I'd like to congratulate the staff out here, Joe Bryant, Public Safety Director, Chief Elmer Setting, Jeff Miller, for being involved in this very complicated project. We love to be ahead of everything in the technology. We think we are. We love to be the first major police department to do this. We believe in transparency. Very complicated system. As I've learned, it takes a lot of storage, and you've got a lot of rules about bullying, and that they seem to be accomplishing all that. They hope to have every operational officer with a body camera, and we're proud to be able to say we're one of the first to do it. So at this point, I thank you, and again, thank everybody for coming.
This time, I'd invite the Attorney General to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I appreciate the Newcastle County Police inviting us to be a part of this today, and I also appreciate them giving my two 10-year-old sons a tour of the 911 center while we are down here, and if there are any outages or other problems with 911 service over the next 40 minutes, then they are probably responsible. So I apologize in advance if that happens. I also wanted to recognize the State Prosecutor, Kathy Jennings, who is here in the front row, and she's really the point person in the Department of Justice on body cameras. At the Department of Justice, we believe that body cameras for police officers are a great tool, and that the state's end goal should be that every police officer in the state wears one. And that's actually an opinion that is shared by most police officers I know too. For prosecutors, whose core responsibility is to discover the truth and act on the truth, having body camera footage makes it possible for us to do our jobs better and to better discern the truth. But just as importantly, body cameras positively affect behavior, both the behavior of police officers and the behavior of the citizens with whom they interact. So our goal is for every police officer to wear one, and we're very impressed with the Newcastle County Police Department's initiative and getting on board very early with this effort and trying to do it right. Our other primary message today, though, is that it's important to get to that statewide goal thoughtfully and with eyes wide open as to the cost and complications. Having a body camera system in place is not cheap. It involves costs far more than just purchasing the cameras. And if we don't acknowledge and plan for that up front, then this effort statewide is all going to come unwound down the road. There are real ongoing costs, and the county executive just mentioned them, to police departments in storing and managing the huge amounts of video data that body cameras will create. And there are also significant costs for the Department of Justice, because in each case where body camera footage exists, the prosecutor is going to need to watch every minute that's been recorded by those body cameras, by each one of those body cameras, and determine which portion should be disclosed to the defendant. So the good news is that we're going to have all this footage, but the challenge is that a prosecutor is going to have to watch it all. We had a case very recently involving a domestic incident that was responded to by a municipal police department, where several different officers wearing body cameras were on the scene for an extended period of time. It was the kind of case that without body cameras would not have consumed a lot of prosecutors' time, but because all the body camera footage had to be reviewed, that single case took that prosecutor days to prepare. There are many important logistical and legal issues that have to be worked out as well, and we're very grateful that Chief Bryson and the Delaware Police Chiefs Council are taking the lead and working with us and with frontline law enforcement officers to work out those issues in a uniform way for the entire state. When are the cameras turned on? When are the cameras turned off? When does the public have a right to the footage? Those are things that are very important to think through and to work out among our police chiefs and to formalize as a uniform statewide policy. So the goal is clearly in sight. We very much want every police officer to have a body camera. and the experience nationally and again locally with the Newcastle County Police, which have been among the first, has reaffirmed that goal for us. We want to get to that goal quickly, but also thoughtfully and with a plan in place to make sure that it's financially sustainable. And we look forward to working with the Police Chiefs Council to make that happen. And again, we're very grateful to the Newcastle County Police for taking the lead. Thank you for letting us be part of this today.
Thank you, Tom. Good morning. We welcome these cameras with open arms. We want transparency. We want trust in our community, and this is the fastest and cleanest way to do it. This has been a year in the making, and we have a long way to go. We have funding that we have to seek at the state and federal level, but we have every intention of doing that. And we hope within a reasonable amount of time, every deployed officer in the field will be wearing a body camera. And yes, there are lots of backroom challenges and costs associated with this, but we welcome that as well. We have a county executive and a council that has endorsed this agency for being steeped in technology. We intend to be a leader in this field. We have partnered with our Attorney General and our Attorney General's office. We have partnered with our Fraternal Order of Police and the Chiefs Council in the hopes of doing this right with the nation's best practices. I thank my boss, Joe Bryant, who has backed me every step of the way on this, and knowing that this is one clear way to show everyone that these officers are out there doing the best they can. And in most cases, what we hope to prove, we're doing it the right way. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Chief William Bryson, Delaware Police Chief Council President, to the podium.
Good morning. We're glad that the Newcastle County Police Department, the first major or large law enforcement agency in Delaware, is going ahead with this pilot program. The Delaware Police Chiefs Council realized about a year ago that body cameras are the way to the future in law enforcement, and we started researching it. The cost of the camera is the least expensive part of this project. The cost of storage, the manpower involved to review the video, all gets very extensive and very costly. So this is a major undertaking for a department this size. We're glad to see that they're doing it. We appreciate them working with the Delaware Police Chiefs Council in providing policy and providing feedback on the cameras that they're looking at. And I thank you.
Thank you, Chief. This time, I'd like to invite Master Corporal Mike Zielinski, President of the FOP Lodge File.
Thank you all. I appreciate the invitation for being allowed to speak here today. I'd like to thank the county administration, county executive Tom Gordon, Colonel Alan Kenny, Public Safety Director Joe Bryant, for really allowing the FOP to be involved in such a groundbreaking piece of technology and to be intimately involved in the creation of the policy. You know, normally as a labor organization, we're kind of on the other end of the table. But I felt very strongly through some recent training and education that was provided by the National FOP that we better be in front of this and get on board together with the agency because of the magnitude of some of the things going on in today's society. So I took the lead from the National FOP and was greatly involved in the creation of the policy. I think our relationship that we've established here at this department between the FOP and the command staff is second to none. We do things a little differently here, and because of that, I think we're one of the best agencies, if not the best agency in the state of Delaware. So I would like to thank everybody for allowing the FOP to be involved in the creation of this policy.
The Newcastle County Police have started a pilot program with the deployment of body cameras to officers in various units within the department. As society has called for this device to become part of policing, it also enables the department to demonstrate transparency and openness in their interactions with the community. This technology can often help improve our already high quality public service provided by our police officers. The body-worn camera can be used in various ways to improve evidence collection, to strengthen officer performance and accountability, to enhance transparency, to document encounters between police and public, and to investigate and resolve complaints and officer-involved in incidents. Body-worn cameras can also assist investigations by recording interviews with witnesses, victims, and suspects. The goal is to use these body cameras as much as possible, but still respect the privacy of our citizens. Our pilot program is designed to help the agency figure out the best way to deploy the body-worn camera, as the hope to have the whole agency carrying them in the near future. Over the last 6 months, a draft policy was assembled, and earlier this month, the cameras began to roll out to the Patrol Division and to our MET Division, Special Operations. As of this week, 8 out of 10 cameras have been deployed and are in use within the Patrol and Special Operations Division. Our current model, you can step up, is the VView LA3. The LA3 records audio and video anywhere from 5 to 6 hours of footage in standard definition. It's worn on the front of the uniform, clipped on the pocket, or near the top of the button line of the uniform shirt. The officer initiates the device when it is to begin recording, according to our current policy, and they'll flip down the lens and initiate the recording. The initiation of the recording and the discretion of the officer to turn it off in sensitive situations such as encounters with victims or witnesses who are concerned about retaliation is something that we leave up to the officer to turn off. Upon completion of the officer's shift or the filling of the camera's memory, the officer downloads the camera onto a database, also used to collect the in-car video obtained. Thank you. With funding secured through the Justice Assistance Grant, 10 body cameras were purchased as part of the program. Preliminary research has shown that purchasing the camera itself is only a small portion of the cost, as you heard earlier. Management of the data or video obtained and its cost is shown to be the biggest challenge to us and other agencies. The cost of storing data is still unknown, as the amount of storage needed per camera is still something to be determined. The cost of this program and future deployment of more body cameras for the department is still yet to be determined, as this pilot program will help see what it takes to successfully equip, store, and maintain the camera and footage obtained. We appreciate the continued partnership with the Delaware Attorney General's Office in the development of our initial policy. And at this time, we're going to give a short demonstration of a car stop where an officer issued a warning. This particular version has been edited to protect the individual's identity and tag number, etc. This is the in-car camera here. So if you saw the initial violation was the vehicle ran a stop sign. We're going to show the in-car video, and then we're going to show the body camera when the officer gets out and interacts with the citizen.
Task Force 291 David 2. Green Street of Commonwealth Ave, Green Street of Commonwealth Ave, Delaware Road. Get on the black board, pick up this one. 10-4-13. Good afternoon, sir. Can you put this window all the way down for me? Thanks. Sir, Hamilton County Police, utilize Blue River, sir. That stop sign back at Pennsylvania Avenue and Green Street. Take it to a complete stop. Just need to see your license registration, proof of insurance, please. It's a work truck. You use this for work? They do work for us. Or what's the name of your company? Self-employed? Okay. What's the name of your company? Okay, just registration card. Okay. Okay. But you do have, it is registered, obviously. I see that on your license plate, okay? Yep. All right. What's the number to reach out, sir? Uh-huh. Are you heading to a job now? I'm here in Overlook. East 7? Right in here or down in the city? Oh, okay, I got you. What kind of work you do, just all construction? All right, good time for me. I'll have you on your way. All right.
Now we'll flip over to the actual body camera footage itself from initiation of the officer to that part of the car stop. There's not going to be any audio with this, as we were going to combine the two with the car video, which is the same.
But there's normally audio.
There is audio, yes, correct.
Much clearer.
Yeah, the quality of the camera's much better.
What are they like in low light?
Not as good as we can see. As you can see, it captures what the front of the officer's face is, but not necessarily what they're looking at. That's important to consider, because not always every aspect or event can be captured in the camera as sensed by the officer. In that particular case, the driver was stopped for running a stop sign and issued a warning and sent on his way from there. The current model we're using is just one we're exploring. This is a pilot program. We are looking at other types of models and different vantage points. So it's just it's a work in progress, but we're doing our best to get these out as soon as we can and most efficiently. And at this point, that's the end of the press conference. We'll be available for questions or any interviews afterwards if needed. Thank you for coming.